Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. Hope your weeks were awesome. We had a great week of runs and streams so far. 6 Bravo Sierra Papa 09 X-Ray 7. We're starting off with Steven and also the Necronomicon. I do like starting off with Steven, but the problem is that, again, we have horrific movement speed and absolutely abysmal tears rate, which seems to be the running theme in the last couple of days here. Well, at least for yesterday's run anyway. Also starting out with an Emperor card, which would have been nice the other day. But the Necronomicon, we just going to do this room again. Necronomicon, it's a fine starting item. It's definitely not something that you're going to be able to really rely upon in terms of long term. But when you have like a really bad tears rate early on, like we do right now, and you've got a big room like we're about to go into, we can just go like this and just do the heck with it. So that's what it's really good for. Again, you can use it against bosses if you really wanted to, but I don't recommend it because it doesn't do a lot of damage. It just does a decent amount of damage, but maybe you can use it for a killing blow or something like that. But yeah, it's the Necronomicon it's for what it is. It's fine. It's fine. I do wish that it was a little bit of a lower cooldown. It being 4, it used to be 6. It being 4 is still it's manageable, but I would like to see it down to 3, maybe even possibly 2. I think that would be amazing. Combine that with 9 volt, you'd be able to use it every single room, but that's probably a little bit too powerful for you know who. We're gonna start with butt bombs here, which don't really give us a lot of a huge advantage there, but I mean 5 bombs to start off with is pretty nice. We can do something like this and get the secret room here and counterfeit penny that could lead us to something interesting now. Maybe? No. I counterfeit penny, but I am going to blow up these keepers here so we get a little bit extra money. We actually got money from the keeper that I didn't think we were going to get money from. Mom's box, we could take that early on over the Necronomicon. I think the Necronomicon gives us a little bit better utility. Just for starting out with, because we don't have a trinket, and yes, obviously we can get trinkets with Mom's box, but it's kind of a crapshoot, and this one is a guaranteed. We just go in here and we can just clear a room, no problem at all. We have no keys, so I'm gonna stick with the Necronomicon for now. We have a decent amount of money. Need some Yaves. There's a Yave, and we can go ahead and get not only a Yave, but we can get ourselves a full charge here. We have that in tow, ready to go for the boss. I am going to backtrack and go open up that golden chest, though. Hopefully we can get a bomb, a key, and maybe some cents. That'd be cool. Or an HP upgrade. Or just 1 cent and a red heart. All right. And I did decide to pick up the soul heart, even though I usually preach that you shouldn't be doing that. Because you don't want to run the risk of damaging the soul heart on the first floor boss. Even though it is the first floor boss, it still doesn't matter. The soul heart is everything in your run. This defines your run. The reason why it's so important is because you need to protect the devil deal on the next floor. And again, if you're looking at our DPS here, especially with us having a very bad tears rate, we're going to need everything that we can to help ourselves out. Try to keep these poop barriers up here. Now, Dangle can destroy these poop barriers. Oh, we need to get out of this corner here. And it's a little bit tricky here without having the proper movement speed. I'm going to see if I can get a dunk on him. Now, we can't use butt bombs. Butt bombs would actually heal Dangle, so yeah. We need to get off the creep here, because if he does shoot out those dips, they can fly at you at a very high rate of speed, which we do not have the ability to counter with our own movement speed, but we should be able to get through here. There we go. And we get a regular old marrow upgrade. Now, there is a play that exists that we could do a little bit of backtracking for. And this is going to be a long first floor, but this might be worth it, because you see here we do have the Sacrum Shuffle available. And I wouldn't normally do this just because I don't have a crazy amount of time to record today. But this play is probably going to be worth it, I hope. Because we have this Bone Heart, we're going to be able to take the half hearts first and turn them into just full taps. So unlike having we get charged a heart either way. So it doesn't matter if the red heart is half or if it's a full heart like that one there. So essentially we're getting a free half heart every time we tap a Sacrum Shuffle with a half heart and a Bone Heart. Got it? Good. Let's do this here. We get a cent. Okay. I still have not re-enabled external information mod yet, and that's just because I just keep forgetting about it. I am using the internal information mod, or internal information. I always say mod at the end of that. That's just going to have to be something you're just going to have to be okay with. Luckily for you, you can just skip all through this. You can, or at least you can watch this at ×2 speed, where I just go back and forth here and talk like I'm like, now we go, you know, that kind of stuff. I wish I could talk that fast. Lately, I've been having to slow down my speech actually because I've been mumbling a lot, and I'm not. I feel like my mouth muscles haven't been really. I haven't been articulating, or I haven't been pronunciating and enunciating correctly lately. So I'm working on trying to kind of like, let's not mumble. Let's not be Mr. Mumbles here. One thing this is going to be is we're getting our steps in today. I tell you what. Isaac's going for the 10,000 steps on the first floor type deal. So at the end of the day, is this going to be worth the time? I don't know. If it pays off with an angel deal, or if we get teleported to the devil deal, then yeah, absolutely. At least we know that we gave ourselves a shot, right? And that's what this is all about. This is annoying and it's monotonous, but at least we can leave the first floor saying with no stone unturned. At least we can say that we gave ourselves the best shot of trying to get something better for our run, right? So if we do happen to lose, or if this run turns out to be a doo-doo crawl run for all we know, then at least I can go back there and say, hey, you know what? We did our best. We tried our very, very best to make this work, and it just did not work out. Now we're about to get to a critical junction here, because I have to decide whether or not it's worth losing the Bone Heart in order for us to go all the way and get 30 cents or 7 Soul Hearts or not. In this case, I think it is worth it. It is so early in this run that even if we lose the Bone Heart and the Soul Heart, we can still at the very, very least get 30 cents. At the most, we can walk away with 7 Soul Hearts. I don't know how many more taps. This should be the Troll Bombs, I think. No, it's the next one. Okay. Really hoping there's gonna be a red heart there. Let me check the shop to see if there is one. Hopefully a black Soul Heart or another Bone Heart would be nice here. Or nothing. That's fine too. Go check the shop real quick. There's a red heart, absolutely worth buying. And death card was not worth buying, but could have been a lover's card. That would have been nice. So this is going to buy us 2 more taps before we lose that Bone Heart. And we get a Soul Heart. I am going to leave that Soul Heart. So there's the Troll Bombs. We're going to walk out, walk back in, and then we have to tap one more time. And because that happened, now we have to lose this Soul Heart, which is just ridiculous. And we get our Soul Hearts back, but I'm still mad about that. So I would say it's still worth it. We got robbed of a Soul Heart at the very end there, but we're leaving with a ton of HP. We've got money, and we still have the Necronomicon in tow. So that marrow upgrade we ended up turning that into 7 Soul Hearts, which is worth it. Now, I didn't bother putting up the like streak counter because I'm recording this the day after yesterday's episode, and the likes have not been tallied yet from the previous week. But speaking of last week, we're on to last week's question of the episode here. This one came in from Zach with a whole bunch of numbers after his name. It said, question of the episode, how would you implement a gacha mechanic into Isaac? I love the idea of a gacha mechanic in here, but again, everyone knows I just like gacha games in general. As far as implementation, I think it would be very cool to have it just be a specifically into item rooms. There's a sort of gacha machine that you can spend money on, and then the more money you spend, obviously the higher rarities that you have a chance to get. And it can go all the way up to like a quality 4 item. I guess we're just gonna get a whole bunch of bombs in today's run. So that you could do something like, you spend 5 cents. Oh, everyone's gonna hate him for it, and I don't care. We haven't seen Binge Eater in a long time. So yeah, you could do like a premium pool where 5 cents gets you the standard, 10 cents gets you a slightly better chance to get a a higher rarity, like a guaranteed quality 2 item or better. And then you can go all the way up to like 25 cents for the whales out there. And you can get yourself a, yeah, we'll take mystery gift. You can get yourself a guaranteed, or not a guaranteed quality 3, but a higher chance to get quality 3 and even a quality 4 item in there. I think that'd be neat. And yep, I am going to take Binge Eater. Binge Eater, of course, having the distinct honor of being an item that's Invicta told everyone was awesome with, and used it and showed everyone how great it is, and then the internet proceeded to hate it because it's just too good. Same thing happened to Sumptorium. I'm not the one who did it with Mom's Knife. People hated Mom's Knife before that. But yeah, Binge Eater is just so good. So good. Binge Eater, if you didn't know, will give you a rotating item pedestal, which will always be an HP upgrade that will heal you for a large amount of HP, but also give you a stacking permanent and temporary buff. The temporary buff goes away over time, as you see right there, but it does give you a permanent stats boost too, though, which is very nice. And the reason why you would want it for something like this, where we have absolutely no tiers upgrades or anything to speak of, now we're starting to get some tiers because we're just all we're doing. What was the okay? The game just I thought the game crashed for a second. I've never seen the game just straight up freeze. Wow, that's a new one, game. It started us on the wrong side, by the way. And we'll take Binge Eater. Yeah, so you see there, we're getting 0.5 tiers, and that's just phenomenal. I have no idea what the heck caused that pause, though. That was not a normal Sinvicta computer blip right there. That was the game. That was actually the game just straight up freezing. Very strange. I don't know what happened with this latest patch, man. It's something. Because we have Binge Eater, we definitely have enough HP to do this on pretty much every single floor. So I don't mind losing these soul hearts. At the very least, again, we're going to get 30 cents, and that's totally fine. At the very most, we're going to gain our soul hearts back. We get redemption, which I will take. Redemption is fine because if we end up getting a really crap devil deal and we don't feel like taking the Binge Eater item, then we can still just get guaranteed damage out of it without the associated speed down. And that is the downside of Binge Eater, is that it destroys. I mean, straight up destroys your movement speed. If you already had really bad movement speed to begin with, then yeah, you're probably not going to be having a good time. But for those of you who like Binge Eater, then you know that it's worth it. So it's going to be a really slow run, but Binge Eater gives you that. It gives you the security of knowing that you're going to have a very, very strong tanky build. We can go into the curse room. That's fine. And one of the longest first 2 floors I can remember. We're leaving here at 12 minutes. Remember how I said I didn't have a whole lot of time to record today? I was not anticipating well, we're on minute 13 minutes 45 seconds. We're just now leaving floor 2. Yeah. So that's how I think a gacha mechanic would be pretty cool for item rooms. So there's no way to get a guaranteed quality 4 item, but the more money you spend per pull, depending on that, the higher chance you get. Just standard gacha mechanics. I think that'd be neat for item rooms. Almost caught me slacking there. Now again, mobility is going to be an issue, as it always is with Binge Eater. We don't have a key. Yaves have also been kind of a problemo here. I'm having Mama Victa over for a she doesn't know it yet, but it's by the time this video goes up, it would have already happened. There goes our devil deal, by the way. So our movement speed is surprisingly, with our movement speed being this bad, I can still get caught on a corner there. I'm having Mama Victa over for it's like I don't know, I felt like having just a little cookout Mama Victa likes her filet mignon, and I'm also gonna surprise her with some lobster tails. Not like huge ones, not like the $400 million ones, but just like the little, like, you know, the little tiny lobster tails. I think they're like $10 total. So I bought her one of those because she loves lobster. That woman puts back some lobster. She's decimated the lobster population. So that's gonna be a nice surprise for her. I didn't even know that was a mimic chest. But we've already kind of thrown away the double deal here on this one, so. And plus, if there's another Sacrum Shuffle here, then we'll be able to get that HP back. There's our Yave. Go into the first room and be very disappointed, as we usually are. And we gotta walk all the way up. My walk, I mean we have to crawl all the way up here. Speed upgrades when you have Binge Eater feel like a dream come true. What are you? Reverse Priestess, no thank you. I am gonna take HP just to heal here. And get some HP for the incoming Devil Deal. So you're seeing there, again, we haven't had a Tears upgrade at all. You can see what our stats and our items have been this entire run. And yet we've still almost doubled our Tears rate since the start. And that's just from Binge Eater. So, like it or hate it, Binge Eater is undeniably powerful and extremely, extremely useful when you've got a bad Eden start, when you've got no Tears. Binge Eater just, it solves all of those problems. Survivability, Binge Eater. I like it. I like it. Any item that's going to help me win, I dig it. I definitely understand why some people don't like it. But I don't care. I understand, though. Tech Zero again. All right, Tech Zero. I did kind of blast you. I did blast you a little bit in yesterday's episode, I admit. But if we're discussing, what is the worst tech item? I mean, it's either you or Tech 2. I'm sorry. It can't be Tech X. I mean, I've had some recent misgivings with Tech X, but certainly I wouldn't say that Tech X is bad. Tech Zero is good. I mean, all the tech items are good in their own right. Tech Zero really, really needs a little extra oomph, a little extra something in order to be really good, though. Like, you got to have piercing shots. Dude, don't even ask me how to dodge red mega fatty anymore. I do not know. I had to answer a text message from Mama Victa. She said she's on her way. I guess this is the electric run here. But Tech Zero, you need the piercing shots to really let it sing. Because on its own, especially if you don't have any familiars or anything that it can chain off of, it really doesn't do anything. I mean, yeah, sure, mobs might dodge into the beam and stuff, but it's not going to cause you the primary damage that it needs to, and that's the big downside of Tech Zero. Really hoping there's going to be a Temperance Machine in there so we can maybe get a chance at a speed upgrade. Yeah, it just seeing here, the lower that our mobility, the lower that our speed gets, the lesser we have the ability to dodge here. An Eternal Heart. We're going straight to the boss, aren't we? Yep. I'm just going to get rid of the Zubats because I don't want to lose another Devil Deal here. Gonna be old Husky. So look at our tears right now. We've more than doubled our tears rate from the start. Again, all just thanks to Binge Eater. If we didn't have Binge Eater, we would be absolutely cooked here. I am going to take Blue Cap just for more tears. Blue Cap doesn't give us any damage, but it does give us a maxed out tears rate, which is great. HP upgrade, which we obviously do not need anymore, but yeah. Well, it comes down to Monty unless we can find a key over here. The room is here. Now, I don't really care. I don't really care about this Eternal Heart because we have so much Red Heart HP that we literally do not need anymore. What we need are keys. Game. If you could hook us up with a key or two, that'd be great. Yeah, that was not a key, and I'm not doing another. We don't need to do that for Binge Eater. We're gonna have plenty of opportunity, like this library, for example. If we had a key. Don't do this game. Don't make me go play the arcade just to get one key. Again, I don't care about this Eternal Heart, so I'm just gonna go in the curse room. I really don't care. The black soul heart for our trouble and no key. So now it comes down to us getting a key from the arcade, and Monty's saved us before, but we don't have a whole lot of money here. Slot machine is not a good play here. Monty. And there we go. We received 0 keys on an entire floor. A floor that we needed keys, so... Yep. That would have been a lot of stats we could have gotten in there with Binge Eater and the library. It would have been. The only hope now would be to take pills and get a bombs or key pill. A strength card, which we do not need. So use that just to get it out of the inventory. A range down, which is great. And a gulp pill. Yep. 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 And curse the XO. All right. So yeah, so if you needed any evidence as to how important Binge Eater is to this run, now you see it. I almost want to rip this Emperor card just to get this over with. But I'm not going to do that. Hilariously enough, if we did that, we would we've already missed it, but we could have had a chance for boss rush, but yeah. Yeah, giving us no keys on a floor that we had the library on, yeah, it's a funny game, is pretty insulting. Oh, keys are everywhere now. Oh. What a coinky dink. What a key winky dink. We just have to hope we cannot lose the devil deal on this floor. We just cannot. At the very least, give me a Sacrum Shuffle or something. Look at all the keys we have now. Wow. Our tears rate is excellent. Yes, Loki's Horn plus Tech 0. Now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere. Because now we have an anchor point to get all those lightning beams everywhere that they need to be, which is in every corner of every room. So Loki's Horn is a big step up here for Tech 0. If we can get homing, if we can get piercing, again, piercing's always going to be top dog for what we need. This is to the boss, isn't it? Yeah, this is definitely to the boss. Dude, the Binge Eater, it does have downsides. Again, it is not a perfect item. I want to state that. Wow, this is actually not to the boss. It's not a perfect item. The lack of movement speed can really be dangerous unless you have Binge Eater, which obviously is the cause of and solution to the movement speed problem. Because yes, bad movement speed equals more damage taken, but with Binge Eater, you've got tons. How did that? First off, how did we not kill it? And secondly, how did we not take damage there? Binge Eater. Hallowed Ground's fine, but it doesn't help us out here. We are a walking tank. So here's the Sacrum Shuffle that I asked for. And you give me Eye of Belial on this run, and we're gonna be seeing something special here. Super Secret Room might be here. It's kind of a stretch with this being an XL floor, though. And we've managed to go the wrong way again. You can just have that room. Okay, so we need to decide on... I'm just going to go play the Sacrum Shuffle now. Yes, we can probably get... No. We don't want to play the Sacrum Shuffle now. The reason being is because we don't want to give up the chance of getting our Devil Deal. Which is what would happen if we did that. Then we would have to play Mom as well as whatever boss is the first boss flawlessly. And in normal circumstances, it wouldn't be that difficult. But given the fact that we have 0.67 movement speed from Binge Eater, this is a more proactive measure of making sure that, okay, we have the full card, we can get out of there after we beat the boss, and it's all in the hopes that we get to preserve our Devil Deal here. With Redemption, we can just say, you know, if there's a bad Devil Deal or a Krampus fight or whatever, then we just don't pick it up. Rosary Bead, sure. Rosary Bead is a guarantee. Well, Rosary Bead, no, is a guaranteed angel deal. We don't want that. No. Excuse me? That's a huge XL floor. All right, so let's get this done. I probably should use the Necronomicon in there. It's going to be Loki. Speaking of Loki. DPS is definitely excellent. Going to take Stapler here. There is such thing as too much of a good thing when it comes to Red Hearts. Mainly because they do take the place of a Soul Heart, and Soul Hearts... You know, obviously, if you have a ton of Red Hearts, you're going to be very, very well off. But you still want to get those Devil Deals. As you just saw right there. So if we had gone in here earlier with no Soul Hearts, that would have been it. We would have lost everything. So I think it's a good play to have done that. We don't really need to go down to the Dark Chest, and yeah, neither of these are great. Neither of these are great. It's just not worth it. Yeah, we could take the Binge Eater pedestals there, but we don't gain. This is the problem. We don't gain any tiers off of those. We're already tiers capped. All we're doing is gaining a slight damage up and destroying our HP or our movement speed, which is already bad. So there's no real reason. And if we maintain Redemption, we can at least make sure that we get that damage that we would want anyway, because that's really the only thing that we want. Now from a Binge Eater situation is getting the damage. I could go play the Sacrum Shuffle, but I don't want to. I did it on the first floor. We don't need to do it here. Plus, we don't have any more money to spend anyway. Well, let me clarify. We don't have any ways to spend our money anymore. Yes, we could get a judgment. Yes, we could maybe get a silver dollar, but it's either we play all that for maybe getting a devil deal, and we use all that time to go all the way up there, or we just don't. You know, what's the best thing that we could get? What's the absolute best thing we could get out of a Sacrum Shuffle right now? Sacred Heart, maybe. Any angel deal item. A teleport back to a devil deal that we've already been into. You know, we're not gaining much. Even if we get the 7 soul hearts there, we can only grab 2, and that's the main point that I was trying to make about talking about how it is very possible to have too much of a good thing when it comes to red heart containers, and that is because they take place of those soul hearts, which you do need to secure stuff. So I didn't actually mean to take Binge Eater there. I actually wanted the soul heart, so. Oh. Okay. Our real damage is going to be somewhere around 11, I think. There's a dice room here. No. You might be saying, oh, come on, you're already winning this, blah, blah, blah. No. No. You know why? I'll give you one reason why we don't re-roll this, ever. You want to know why? Binge Eater. You might be saying, what? It's Invicta, what? What are you talking about? Binge Eater's great. How could it be bad to re-roll? Well, my dear friends, it is a secret room item. Secret room items plus reroll equal possible missing no / TM trainer, which means instant death. Maybe not so much for missing no, but TM trainer is an absolute no-go. Again, if you just want to have fun, TM trainer is the best item for that. If you just want to break the game or whatever, hey, be my guest. But when we're trying to win, TM trainer is going to instantaneously prevent any and all rerolls if you've taken a secret room item. We were never getting another devil deal here, so. Yeah, against Matriarch here, we don't have piercing shot. If we had piercing shots, none of this would have ever happened. But against Matriarch, the chance of us not taking damage is, I would say, 0. Yeah, there you go. And that's not because this is a particularly difficult fight. It's annoying, but it's because of our lack of movement speed. That's what kills our ability. Did you see her try to push that mini chub towards us like that? Binge Eater. Let's just get rid of all of our red hearts, all of our soul hearts, and yeah, no rerolls though. You just can't. It's not worth the risk. I mean, if you think about it, whenever we have these kind of scenarios, you have to ask yourself, what is the best possible outcome in Isaac for that to happen? We re-roll and what? We get, out of our secret room pool, we get rock bottom. That's great, but you know, what items do we need to make rock bottom even better? Are we going to get even half of those items that we would want? Who knows? Probably not. It's just not worth the risk of doing. You know, that old adage that I coined a while ago, do you want to win or do you want to have fun? Winning is fun for me. Losing is not. We've already gone down the pill hole, so at this point, I'm secretly hoping that we get a movement speed upgrade. God, just just picture. I'm imagining what our DPS would be if we had Eye of Belial. Eye of Belial, and this run goes nuclear. I mean, we are shredding everything. We're already kind of shredding things, and we don't have piercing shots. It's just don't. I'm not even gonna bother dodging. It just don't even try. When you get to these points here, it's a very slight movement speed upgrade. Oh my god, we're flying! Look how fast we're going, bro. Etc. Etc. Loki's Horn, though, you're seeing the potential. Again, there's nothing wrong with Tech 0. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just compared to other ones, like if we had Tech 1 right now, we would already be done with this run. If we had Tech X right now, yeah. Forget about it. Tech 2, nah. Tech 2, we'd still be in a little bit of a quandary, but Tech 0 just needs that piercing shot to be effective. Using the Necronomicon in a big room is basically just like a free room clear in normal circumstances. But that illustrates what I was talking about earlier, that the Necronomicon is a good starting item. But for late game, yeah, when things are really tough and they you're not just dealing with a regular fly or a regular spider. You're talking about mobs that are like basically practically mini bosses. Okay. There's the 2 dead ends we could have found early on. How's he do it? Etc. Etc. We get a luck down. The luck's very high because of the binge eater bonus. Well, a penny, which is not going to do anything for us. Nope. I refuse. Secret room might be there. I have to see what this room is here. And it's not there. All right. So there's the... If we need to get a heal, that's a binge eater heal right there. A death has slowed us down quite a bit. Okay. That's 2. That's 2 game. Now, if we had more binge eater pedestals here, I would definitely consider doing the sack room. Or if there were a bunch of hearts on the ground, which we don't have currently. And this map just continues to go on south here. It's a very odd spot for the Isaac room. Oh, I forgot. I knew I was reading the pass along message. If you've been experiencing bugs with the new patch, you can let them know at isaac@nicholas.com, or if you're in the Mosh Pit Discord, you can post it in the Binding of Isaac channel there, and we will take a look at it. I'll make sure Zombola sees it. I'd ask if you just don't tag him directly, because I don't want to bother him. It's a privilege to have Zombolas with us in the Mosh Pit Discord. So he does a great job helping people out. But they need to know what other problems. If you're seeing any issues with the patch, like after this, I'm gonna have to make a report about the game just straight up freezing that was a solid like 5 or 6 seconds there. I really thought that the game had just hard locked. Then it resumed, which was very strange. I'm not worried about losing a whole bunch of HP here to Isaac because we can just heal it back up whenever we get to the chest if we need it. And then of course the Emperor card seals the deal here. I'm not gonna attempt to get that heart because you know what's gonna happen. We're gonna get sucked right on in there to Delirium, and that would not be a fun fight at all. So yeah, so it's all terrible items here, but Binge Eater, like I said, love it or hate it, it saved us this run. We didn't have any business being this strong, and we wouldn't have been this strong without Binge Eater. It's not like we were being overly selective when it came to items. We had terrible item rooms. We had terrible boss rooms, terrible devil deals. And Binge Eater was able to cure all of that by just being amazing. Like, that was one of the worst chests I think I've ever seen. What, there's Big Fan... It was like Big Fan, Mom's Pad, and other crap. Yeah, that's a terrible chest. A Binge Eater turned all that into a full heal, and also stat upgrades. What the heck just hit us there? I know it hit us there, but Blue Baby. I don't think homing shots, if they go through the wall, they shouldn't be able to turn around and come back and hit you. Now, if you want to have an improvement for Tech Zero, what would really be cool is if your tiers would just do the lightning effect on any tier, whether it be friendly tiers or hostile tiers. Now that would be interesting. You could really, really turn the enemy's attacks against them. That would be an awesome mechanic, actually. How long those shots chase us. So there we go. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hey, it was a Binge Eater run. You know I love it. I know some people hate it, but it's a great item, and that absolutely saved us in this run. Without that, who knows what our stats would have looked like. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you click the like button, leave a comment down below, and of course, if you have any hype points you want to spend on it, it does help out as well. Don't forget about Pokemon Breaks tonight, twitch.tv/Sinvicta, starting around 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, going all the way up to 9 or 10 or so. You can go check out the Pokemon shop at Sinvicta.tv. You can also buy merch. We have merch up there, hats, beanies, t-shirts, all kind of good stuff. And here's your meme of the day, which is really great, brought to you by I think it's Overfur, Ovafor. Title of the thread was just Scoff, Our Sun, Neutron Stars, Black Holes, the heaviest object in the universe is Sinvicta's disappointment when entering a shop. Yep, fully upgraded shops, by the way. So thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I will see you tomorrow. And until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Nitsan Harrow, RickRoo59, and Nate Meldick. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.